Hello there, thank you for joining me. In a previous video recorded the day after the summer solstice, I shared my dreamtime experiences when I reviewed life experiences over many lifetimes where there were certain patterns that were fearful and limited me in progressing in my life, particularly in speaking out and being in the public eye, as I am focusing on doing in the present time. It's difficult, but I know it is part of my journey and something I've been unable to do in previous lifetimes. So I faced those times where there was lots of fear and doubts that prevented me from having certain life experiences and taking opportunities or recognizing opportunities that came my way. In the dream, there were several spiders of different sizes, and when I looked up the animal medicine of spiders, it had the same meaning that I'd already experienced in my dreams, in that we must let go of fears and limitations that will stop us from seeing the bigger picture, stop us from seeing opportunities that come our way, those things that are invisible until we meet them and experience them. And also I was talking about the spirit of fire, with it being the summer solstice. Fire and the summertime, the season is about growth and abundance. And when you do ceremonies around the fire element, it helps you to set into motion those things that you want in your life, any plans or projects or new ways of being, to really give them the energy that they need and to be creative. A couple of days ago, I made another video about the spirit of fire, but also about the moon. The first full moon after a summer solstice is very significant because that then, working with the full sun, the spirit of fire, also helps to illuminate those things so that we can see them clearly and put things into action. And also the moon, it's a water element, so that is about our creativity and the feminine energy. So it's about taking action and growing and maturing and seeking opportunities where we will achieve the abundance that we're looking for. So to tie in with that, I had very profound sleep time experiences last night. Usually a day after a full moon, I have experiences where I'm taking with my tribe to look at parts of myself or to have certain experiences that will help me to grow. So it was a very significant time last night. I was taken as soon as my head hit the pillow. I felt this pressure on me, which is pushing me down for me to lift out of my body. And I had the longest sleep that I've had for such a long time. My longest sleep, if I'm doing anything in sleep time, is 4 or 5 hours. And if not, it's usually every hour and a half, 2 hours I wake up. Last night I slept for a full 7 hours. Then I woke up thinking that was it. Then I went back to sleep for 2 hours and I had my dreams, which was touching on the things that I'd experienced and worked through in sleep time so that I could remember them when I woke up. If they're in that earlier part of the morning just before waking up, then I remember things more easily. So what was significant? Of the summer solstice, I'd looked at patterns of behaviour where there was fears and doubts and limitations, and addressed those patterns and recognising that they're stopping me from seeing the bigger picture and those things that are happening behind the scenes. Well, last night I did a full life review of this lifetime and also of previous lifetimes, but it wasn't particularly for my benefit, it was for other people. And for me to witness other people witnessing those things and putting them into perspective. So it's like a life review you would expect when you pass over from this life. But for me, it was putting everything in its rightful place, releasing me of any last feelings of fear and doubt and limitations, and giving me the full power to express myself, to stand in my own light and speak my truth, which is the reason why I do these videos, is to encourage you to step into your own light, into your own power, and speak your truth. This is the reason I share my own experiences. So last night it was a big theatre stage and big auditorium, and I was sat in one of the rows, actually next to a family member, a significant family member who I'm estranged from. But he was like he used to be, and I would like him to be, that he was loving and caring towards me. And what we were watching, I realised afterwards, was my life and my lifetimes. But I actually slept through it. So I'm there in one of the rows, sleeping, and I wake up at 20 to 7 and say to this person next to me, "What time is it?" And he says, 20 to 7. I say, "Is that morning or evening?" Because usually that's the sort of time I wake up on a morning. He said, "Oh no, it's the evening." So I said, "Well, have I slept through everything? Has it all happened? Have I missed lunch?" And I had. But I realised now it was like I was in a deeper state of consciousness, and it wasn't for my benefit. All the people there were people who are either people from my past, people from my present, people from other times, people who were supporting me, people I've helped, people who are interested in what I do. So it was a full auditorium, all reviewing my life as I slept. And when I realised that's what had happened, I looked to the seat beside me and there was this object. And what I know it to be now is like a time, so a time machine transport, not a transporter, but a communicator that helps. I was shown how to use, and it was only for my benefit, was to communicate with my loved ones in spirit, my loved ones on other planets, ancestors, people in my tribe and in different times, people from past times. So it was something I could use where I could have that direct communication with them. And then later on that disappeared, and I realised that went to a safe place for if I needed it again, and maybe I didn't. Anyway, I left my seat and I went into what was like a kitchen area. It was so like backstage. And while I was there, I noticed two main characters, two males, on the stage. Or they were also like behind the curtains because there was nothing on the stage at that time. And they'd been taking a very positive role, even though they've been difficult, harmful people in my life. They'd also had more of a positive aspect to them while they're on stage, or they'd turned things around, should I say. But then one of them was saying to the other, "Right, we need to do something here." They wanted to sabotage, and they turned everything that people could see into black and white. Now, this was a break before the final act, and the final act was somewhere else, being prepared, and it was a wedding scene, and the wedding couple were in beautiful colours, all the colours of the rainbow, so glorious and powerful and just beautiful. And then I realised that was my wedding scene from 7 years ago to Meg. And it was a time where we wanted to show ourselves, our true selves. We wanted to express our feelings, which we did in speeches and the things that we did in the wedding. But we felt some of that was missed by the people. you know, what we really wanted to get across about mine and Mike's relationship, which has gone on for eons of time in different lifetimes. We've always been together. And our tribe was present, but nobody knew. Nobody could see our tribe apart from ourselves. And a room that was only a third full was actually, we knew, was full to busting, really, because of our tribe's presence. But people in current physicality could not see that. So this was a replay of that, but for everybody in the auditorium then to see it in that full colour and what we wanted to portray. But those two sinister characters wanted to make it black and white so no one could see the full colour, the full light of that final act. I was doing something in the kitchen. I was like cleaning up plates, but somehow I shifted it, and I knew people saw the full impact of that wedding scene, but I didn't actually watch it because when I returned to my seat, then there was a friend that I have, a new friend I have in this current time, who I feel will bring me some new opportunities and some new ways of thinking, which she already has. But the most important thing I saw was there was a new baby. Now, I don't know if that's a new baby that she may have in time, or if it's represented again, new beginnings, being reborn. So there could have been a lot represented there with that friendship, which was very caring and loving with her and with the baby. And then again, my family members and all the people who had been loving and supportive, and others who hadn't been but were now allies. It was all brought together in such a loving scene. And then I woke up. I woke up and it took me a while to wake up. Mike said my eyes were so big, trying to keep myself awake, so full of the experiences that I had to write them down. I had to make sense of them before they started to flitter away. So I wanted to share that with you. It was very significant for me, and I feel it's moved things forward for me. It's at such a pace, and it's such the most appropriate time as well to make room for new opportunities, to release the fears and the limitations that I've held on to for so long, and other people have encouraged me to let go, and to know the things that I've put in place, they are coming to me. My patience will be rewarded, but not to have attachments to those expectations. Just know and trust in the magic that is to come. So thank you for joining me. Bye for now.